Thank you so much, guys, for turning to this brand new video. Trump announced he was attacking Iran tomorrow. Then, mid speech, same day, he canceled it because Saudi Arabia told him to cancel it. Can you believe this is insane? First of all, take a look at this clip, guys.
As if Donald Trump gets off by showing us how weak he is, whether it be his cognitive decline, his physical decline, falling asleep constantly in public, or admitting how weak he is with his war on Iran. Donald Trump is displaying why he is the least powerful president in history who claims to be the most powerful. But
Yeah, he multiple times he claims I'm the most powerful president in the history of USA.
Donald Trump, like I said, once again demonstrating his weakness by canceling a move mid-speech in what was just an absolute disaster at the White House. And it was also a disaster for Mark Cuban, who showed up to like glaze Donald Trump and talk about what a great job he was doing on healthcare. I'm pissed about that. I wanted to get into what Donald Trump canceled mid-speech because he was asked a question about it. But we do have to start with the $1.7 billion that Donald Trump is stealing from us that he talked about in this speech before we get to him falling asleep, canceling and quitting, and so much more.
The Justice Department has this new fund that was announced today, $1.7 billion.
Yeah.
Why should taxpayers pay for the January 6th?
Well, it's been very well received, I have to tell you. I know very little about it. I wasn't involved in the whole creation of it and the negotiation. But this is reimbursing people that were horribly treated, horribly treated. It's anti-weaponization. They've been weaponized. They've been, in some cases, imprisoned wrongly. They paid legal fees that they didn't have. They've gone bankrupt. Their lives have been destroyed. And they turn out to be right. I mean, it was a terrible period of time in the history of our country. And they worked on it. I know the Justice Department, it's really been working on it very hard. There's been numerous other occasions over the years where things like this have been done, but these were people that were weaponized and really treated brutally by a system that was so corrupt, with corrupt people running it, and they're getting reimbursed for their legal fees and the other things that they had to suffer. Yeah, please.
Yeah, I don't know who.
Okay, so this is a serious claim that needs to be heard clearly. The Justice Department just created a $1.7 billion fund. And Trump's own answer when asked about it, I know very little about it. I wasn't involved in the creation. He's the president. This is his DOJ, and his defense is that he didn't know about it. That's either not true or it's a different kind of problem entirely. Either way, the money is going to Jan 6 defendants, real taxpayer dollars, and nobody voted for that.
Who thinks it's a great idea for Donald Trump to get a $1.7 billion slush fund for himself and a bunch of Jan 6 criminals, but sure, I guess it's been a lot of people super stoked about this idea. And it comes at the same time as new reporting is coming out about the mass volume of trading that Donald Trump has done in just the first quarter of this year alone. Hundreds of millions, billions of dollars in stocks traded, assets moved, Donald Trump profiting off the presidency, and now he's giving himself more and more of our money. But that is what it always is. Someone is losing on the other half of any given stock.
But President Trump is already one of the richest presidents ever in the history of USA. He's a good businessman. So why he need more money, I can't understand.
And Donald Trump is manipulating the market to his benefit, and he does not care. In fact, it is the reason for his presidency, for Donald Trump to get to feel good about himself and pretend that he's a big, strong man, for Donald Trump to avoid jail, and for Donald Trump to make as much money as possible. And sure, he's done two of those things successfully, but pretending that he's big, strong, and tough, and the greatest leader we've ever seen, not really the case, because before Donald Trump abruptly canceled an action with regards to his Iran war mid-speech, he was falling asleep.
What the president promised, and for that reason, we ask you today to go look at the site TrumpRx.
Look at President Trump. He is literally sleeping. Look at that.
.gov. Ask us to put you on our mailing list. So when the team at the National Design Studio wants to contact you about new medications that are being offered, new ways for you to save money, new ways for you to make health more affordable, so your zip code doesn't determine your health, you'll have TrumpRx.gov to go to.
The man's health is just an absolute disaster. And, I talked about this with Tommy Vitor when I was out in LA and we did Pod Save America. It was great to see Tommy and talk to him. But it is not just the mainstream press, and this is not a critique of y'all, but I remember the first time that I ever did a video, or Midas Touch did a video, or Brian Tyler Cohen did a video about Donald Trump falling asleep, and the number of views that video got as compared to now, it's begun to go down. It's not as big of news. And that is crazy. I understand Trump falling asleep is less of a story than it was before.
In fact, I'm tired of showing again and again President Trump is sleeping. He fell asleep on the stage. He fell asleep in the meeting. Every time, I'm also tired by showing you, it's a routine.
Because it's happened so many times, but it's happened so many times. That in and of itself should be a story, that his eyes are always closed, that he's always sleeping, that he can barely stand at these events. You saw him swaying back and forth. He's sitting in the Oval Office. His health is clearly deteriorating, and it has a direct effect, not only on the psyche that has made Donald Trump go from a low filter person to a no filter person that posts AI slop of nuclear.
From popular President Trump to unpopular. He was so much popular during 2024 election, but now he's unpopular. Even 65% people, the poll says 65% people, they are against President Trump policies.
Nuking Iran and is constantly making radical and out of control decisions, but it also makes him feel so bad about himself that he has to launch into attacks. But that is the opposite of what happened today. Donald Trump actually, mid-speech or right before, canceled an attack that he had planned. I want to look at the post and then him responding to the cancellation in this speech. Donald Trump posted on Truth Social that he was asked by Qatar, Saudi Arabia, the president of the UAE, and many others to hold off on their planned military attack on Iran, which was scheduled for tomorrow, and that serious negotiations are now taking place. It's great to know that they weren't before, and that in their opinion, as great leaders and allies, a deal will be made which will be very acceptable to the United States of America as well as countries in the Middle East and beyond. The deal will include importantly no nuclear weapons for Iran. I doubt that this is going to happen, but the most important thing is Donald Trump announced that he was going to attack tomorrow, and now he is not. And he also answered a question about that in this clip that we can see right here.
So the most powerful president is just canceling his plans on the request of other countries. He's a president of USA.
On Iran, and what was the decision that why you didn't attack Iran?
Well, other countries have come to me and they've said we were getting ready to do a very major attack tomorrow. I put it off for a little while, hopefully maybe forever, but possibly for a little while, because we've had very big discussions with Iran, and we'll see what they amount to. I was asked by Saudi Arabia, Qatar, UAE, and some others if we could put it off for 2 or 3 days, a short period of time, because they think that they are getting very close to making a deal. And if we can do that, where there's no nuclear weapon going into the hands of Iran, I think, and if they're satisfied, we will be probably satisfied also.
So do I even think at this point Donald Trump was going to attack Iran? I don't know, but in the middle of this day, in his speech, he's just abruptly canceling this attack. And I think that's for a couple of reasons. Donald Trump is not in control right now. We saw him kicked out of military bases, or at least we were unable to use them in the Middle East for Project Freedom. That's why it had to be shut down. If you remember, Donald Trump's plan to be moving ships through the Strait of Hormuz needed the assistance of our allies, supposedly in the Middle East, who said, we don't want to be involved in this shit, so you're going to have to shut this down. And now Donald Trump is admitting that the UAE, that Saudi Arabia, that they are making the calls on when we do and do not attack. And Donald Trump says it is because a deal is coming. But this is the same as when Donald Trump threatens to annihilate an entire civilization if the deal isn't made, and then he says, well, the deal is coming, so
when he threatened to end whole civilization, so at that time he postponed that attack on a request of Pakistani Prime Minister, but now he's postponed the attack on the request of Saudi Arabia, Qatar, and UAE. So he's, as I told you already, he's a president of USA and he's canceling it again and again on the request of other countries.
We're going to hold off on that. This is Donald Trump just recognizing that when he makes threats, it's going to hurt the market that he's been playing, by the way. And so instead, he should just say, well, we called off an attack. So everything's going really well. Another effort by Donald Trump to try to boost the market. But mid-speech, midday, Donald Trump's just announcing, we're canceling this attack.
Well, guys, three things happened in one day. Trump created a $1.7 billion fund using DOJ money to compensate Jan 6 defendants and claimed he barely knew about it. He canceled a planned military strike on Iran mid-speech same day because Gulf states, Saudi Arabia, Qatar, and UAE told him to stand down. And he said that out loud, like it was a normal. And Mark Cuban walked into the White House to praise him while all of this was unfolding. What do you want to say? What's your opinion? Please let me know in the comment section. President Trump is, on the one side, he is threatening Iran again and again that I'm going to attack, tomorrow I'm going to attack. Then he is also canceling it again and again. And on the other side, he is also hoping for the deal. So what's your opinion? Even President Trump looks so confused about US-Iran war. So he's not clear. It seems he's clearly confused. And you have seen in this speech he was also sleeping. So it's a routine of President Trump. This is not the first time he's sleeping on camera, live on camera. I'm also tired of making videos that President Trump fell asleep, President Trump is sleeping in the meeting. So it's not the first time. So now it's a normal for you and for me as well. What's your opinion? Please let me know in the comment section, guys. I want to know about your opinion. Really gain a lot of knowledge from your comments, actually. Please consider subscribing if you're new to this channel. Click on the red subscribe button. When you click on the red subscribe button, it actually helps me a lot. Be an initial subscriber of my channel. I'll bring more important videos for you. Till then, please take care of yourself and please take care of your health as well. It's really very important.